Alright. Some of the questions that are specific to the field of aesthetics are, is there a special attitude, which we've already talked about, that we should take toward works of art and the natural environment? Alright, and the natural environment, because this is aesthetics. This is going out beyond what's in your book. This part is. Okay, if so, what is that attitude? Okay, is there a special object that we can call the aesthetic object? Is there something in it that is what makes that beautiful or ugly or whatever? Okay, is there a distinctive value that is comparable to moral, epistemic, and religious values? Is there a value on artwork that we can equate to morality? You know, just like we judge things morally, this is right, this painting is right. This is the right way to do this. Okay, is there something there we can do that with? Alright? And how would we do that? Is there an epistemic value? Is there knowledge in the painting? Is there some sort of knowledge
Color by
in the painting? Alright? What's that?
Color by number.
Color by number. Okay, let's talk about some different individuals' philosophies of art now. For one, let's talk about Plato. Now, everybody's got that general idea of Plato, right? And the metaphysical views between Plato and Aristotle, their metaphysical views have a lot, I think, something to do with their views of philosophy, or views of art as a whole. Okay, for Plato, art, it does give us knowledge, but it leads us away from truth or reality. And I'm going to explain that briefly. Remember with Plato, you know, the forms are sort of this transcendental kind of realm of, you know, this perfection or whatever. So, for him, this is all a shadow, a reflection, so to speak, of the ultimate reality or the most pure reality found in forms. So, for him to mimic this reality that we see, the perceived reality, to mimic that in art is a twice distancing you from the truth of the forms. Does that make sense? You're removing it. You're already once removed with physical, what we might call physical reality, because the forms are, you know, the most pure essence or the you know, most perfect entity, you know, compared to these imitations. All these deaths in here are just an imitation of the perfect form of the death. So since they're already an imitation, then artwork becomes a secondary imitation. It's like when you take a photograph and then you put it on a fax or a copy machine. Faxes are even worse. The image that you get out of it is just nothing like what it started with in 3D, right? What it started with in the real world. And that's kind of the thing he's saying. That's the way he sees art, in a sense, is it is taking you away from even further from you know, what the forms are. That's why he really has disdain for the arts. Plato just doesn't have much time for it. Okay, art does not help us achieve inner psychic order. It causes disorder to our soul or rationality by stirring up emotions. So he sees it as really a disruptive thing. It's not really productive to him. Because a lot of it, again, hinges on his metaphysics, his understanding of reality, of what exists and how it exists in the universe. Alright, so that really makes a little bit of sense. When you put that in the context of Plato's doctrine of the forms, it makes a little bit of sense when you see how he views the world and why he would kind of shun the arts. Alright? Okay, now Aristotle, being true to his metaphysic, he sees that we can come to know the universal forms of something through particular works of art. You know, in the art we see a circle, we come to know a circle more by looking at the art, this kind of thing. So art gives us another way to know true beauty in this instance. Okay, this is beautiful, and this is a way through the arts to come to know the form of beauty, if that makes sense to you. Okay, and it also promotes catharsis, that releasing of emotions. That Aristotle sees a value in that. You know, you go to a play back in their time. You know, you could see a play, and maybe that play is depicting something that's very patriotic, so to speak. and gets you on fire for your country, whatever. That's a way of getting those emotions. That's a positive thing. So he saw a value in the arts. He saw a value in poetry. He saw a value in the theatrical arts and things like that. So for Aristotle, it was a positive thing. He definitely was a guy that appreciated the arts. All right.